James was the catalyst for me leaving my job and starting this, because as soon as he was working from home, I was like, great, we can get a dog. And it was really hard living with someone who not only is following their dream when you're still working in sales, but he got to play with the dog. So kind of the incentive was, well, I want to hang around with Poppy as well, and I want my own dream as well. And then he sent a bunch of flowers to my boss at the time, and yeah, they just weren't very nice. So when I saw them on her desk, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's a way you could kind of do that better. My name's Florence, and I'm the founder of Petalon. So Petalon started as a flower delivery company here in London. It's very much a business idea that got things started, and then as people started to receive bouquets and needed them for kind of weddings and parties, then we started to get asked to do more events and weddings. So we do them now too. So I'm not trained in floristry. I did a degree in architecture, and then I graduated right when there was a big building crash. So there weren't any jobs in the industry. I then did a bit of interior design, then events and concierge. And then I did a bit in sales, and now I'm here. So even though they don't really link up with each other, they've all kind of really contributed to Petalon in their own way. So I worked for sales for, I guess you call it a trend forecasting company. So you'd get to see loads of really interesting, not just new businesses, but ways in which people were working or ideas. And there's a bit in the magazine called Small But Perfectly Formed, where it just had people that were fulfilling a niche or doing one thing really well, or just clever small ideas. I was like, it'd be really nice to have something a bit like that. I think people knew I was doing Petalon once I'd handed in my notice. I think because we were launching at the same time James was launching Kennedy City Bicycles, there was a lot of skepticism from friends and family that we were risking too much, not both having a solid income at the same time. But James had been planning the bicycle business for 9 months by then, whereas mine didn't take that long because I didn't have to get frames designed and fabricated and everything. And so I think people were a bit like, oh, bouquets by bicycle, okay. Because I didn't start Petalon because I love flowers. I did it because I liked the business idea. And I don't think I was expecting to fall for flowers so much. So it was a really lovely kind of surprise. Kind of a couple of months in, I was like, oh, I'm really enjoying designing these bunches. And then like, oh, I like that flower, and oh, I like this one. And so I used to go to just a small wholesalers that's local, and then I was like, oh, it's a much better choice at New Covent Garden. So then I'd cycle down there, but you know, it's a 40-minute cycle kind of at 4 o'clock in the morning there, then having to load up and then come back again. It was it was quite a big deal back then. And then as the business got bigger, then I had to get a van because I couldn't fit it all on my trailer, to go and collect the flowers, and then we'd have more riders to deliver them in the afternoon. So yeah, it was just about progressing really. I think it's really important with setting up your own business, well, it was for us anyway, was I guess have the confidence to move back from your original idea of what you think it should be to accept the way that the business kind of grows. I never dreamed that we would ever do someone's wedding right at the beginning, whereas now it's a huge part of what we do. The best piece of advice I think I've had is actually from James. We've occasionally had copycats who either just lift all the content from our website or do same but different, like in London, and I used to find it quite tough. And James just said, you just got to be like the All Blacks. I was like, what? He's like, you know, they never look at the competition, they just focus on their own game and concentrate on improving themselves, don't worry about what other people are doing. And as soon as I do that, I've forgotten who these people are, and it's made me much more concentrated on Petalon and put my head in a better place with it all. My one piece of advice, I guess, for people that are starting their own business is just to go for it and enjoy it. And it sounds really lame, but I spent too much time crying in the first months, and I wish I hadn't. I wish I had just not stressed about it and just enjoyed it. You know, not all businesses succeed, and that's the risk that you take, but it shouldn't get you down. You should just work hard and try your best.